Most people are not ready for a friendship after breakup because they do not have the consciousness level required in order to actually take the other person as a part of themselves. This isn't to make you wrong, because I've been there. I've not been aware. I've not been awake. If the other person is being neglectful towards you, you have an internal neglector that you have yet to accept. If the other person is being dismissing of you, you have not accepted there is an internal aspect of you dismissing you. And you're going to need to look at that. And both people are going to need to accept that your defenses will come up if you try to become friends. And that you will need to have the confidence to repair with each other. Or at the very least, a willingness to grow in that way. I want to grow to learn how to repair with you. Are you wanting to do that with me? And it can't be doing it from a place so that we can come back together. No. It's because we have an opportunity to do that. This is the opportunity. Do you want to take it? And they're going to play a role in your life for the rest of your life, no matter what. Whether they be really close friends, they stay in your inner circle, they're not in your inner circle, they're going to play a role. Even the role of no role. Or your perception of no role. So, you need to find those aspects within yourselves and integrate them. If they're being angry, you need to find the internal part of you that is angry. Eventually, these patterns are going to become so obvious to you that you're going to stop and look at yourself and be like, okay, what am I doing? What thoughts am I thinking? What feelings am I having? What meaning am I making this? And challenging all of those until you're like, okay, I've made a new choice. I'm done with this pattern. I'm going to consciously put energy to this. And that's not simple. And most people are not ready for that. That's why it takes a high level of consciousness in order to become friends with someone after you break up with them. I would also like to add that if you do choose to become friends, it needs to look what you want it to look like. I don't care about what society says or what your parents say or what other people, spiritual people say or whatever. It's going to be dependent on what you want. It's going to be dependent on the values you both have. It can look anything like you want it to look like. You can still be having sex. You can not be having sex. You can open up the relationship. You can keep it closed. You can choose to no longer be romantic, but then keep it sexual. I don't care. But in order for you to really do that, you need to start integrating the aspects of you that they were doing that to you with. Breakup does not occur because of a lack of interest. It is because of the disconnection of the little things that build up over time. And then eventually they build up to the point where a breakup makes sense. Now you need to be in a place where you still have the personal power to really move things around and change them and shift them, such as being able to move, such as doing different activities and hobbies in your life after their absence. And this is if, a breakup happened in the way that it happened, where you're no longer communicating with them, etc. I honestly, most of the pitfall that I honestly see is that people do not know how to actually consider each other once a breakup occurs and they try to be friends. They still think that sending them pictures and images of where they went is what they want to see. No. Most of the time, that's not true. That's not the case. Both people are in pain. And that pain needs to be caretaken. And people don't know how to do that for each other. Because they don't know how to do it for themselves. They don't know how to have that honest conversation. People are so blind that they don't even, when you're being questioned and you're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. That's the whole point of us doing this conscious work, is so that, I know now. Or I'm aware. I'm more aware than I was before. Or I'm like, oh, I should start considering that. Let me look at myself. How do I sit with that? Where do I sit with that? Okay. Well, this is what works for me. This is what doesn't work for me. High level of consciousness. It's not going to be for everyone. Take your time. And they got to take their time too. Or they got to, the way that you both take your time has to be compatible. It's simple though when they're both wanting growth. Because it's like, not everybody's wanting growth anyway, so why ruin a relationship that's already growth oriented? But sometimes the pain really is too much. And we gotta honor where we are if that's the case. So take the time to understand. Oh, do I really have a desire to be friends with them? Or am I just doing that because I'm in so much pain? What's great and wonderful about being honest with our desires is that you know what to go for. If you're wanting to, I need to know why, you don't need to go to them actually. And not to say that, okay, I just want to mention this because I feel like it's important. Needing to know why is a great thing. Asking why is a great thing. The pitfall is that it needs to be from them. The type of inner work where you can go internally and find the answers is available to you. And if you're interested in that, please reach out to me on Instagram, _Jordan Liano. I'll put it in the description below. But it's not necessarily going to be an easy answer to swallow, because it will require looking at uncomfortable things about yourself, your past, your own behavior, and they may never acknowledge that they played that role in your life, because you need to honor everyone's free will and agency. You can't do anything about it. You cannot force people. You cannot control people. You can't even choose for people. You can limit their options. You can put pressure on them, but you cannot make them make a choice. I really want to make the point that there's nothing wrong with not being friends after a breakup. They are simply just two different ways of understanding where you're at. What I wish is that people would just spend their time, energy, and resources getting the support that they needed rather than ruminating about the relationship. That's my wish. Get the support that you need. Find it wherever. My recommendation is that if you need a healthy support attachment, secure attachment figure, go to a therapist. And then when you're done with you can move on. Or you have such a emotional support system with a friend group that you don't need that anymore. Great. Truly. So, understand that there is support and that it's lacking and that you can get it. I do offer that type of support, so if you are interested, please reach out to me on Instagram, _Jordan Liano. I'll put it in the description below. Breakups are not simple, and it's not easy to just let people go, and I'm not ever making it... I'm not saying, there's so much that goes into here, right? You can be being abused and still want to be with people. And that's why looking at our own patterns over and over, it's not about the person, and it's more about the pattern. It's less about the person and more about the pattern. You're not breaking up with the person, you're breaking up with the pattern. And it can be, and doing that, the turning to yourself every time you want to change this pattern is going to be the thing that gives you the alignment that then finally matches you up with the thing that you finally want. And for doing the work, thank you. Thank you for not perpetuating these abusive cycles. From my heart. Thank you. Really. I feel like that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.